What's up everyone, and welcome back to another video. Now I'm going to try to make this video kind of short but sweet because I actually got to go packing. I'm going to Fayetteville Comic-Con, but I did want to make a quick video on Shin Godzilla. I went to go see that yesterday. It was a one night only showing here in Wilmington, North Carolina at Carmike 16, and I was lucky enough to go catch it, and I was very happy to catch it because I've been looking forward to this movie for over a year. You know, once I heard that Toho was taking the reins of Godzilla, making a new Godzilla movie, the first Godzilla movie we've seen in over 16 years, I was flabbergasted. I was so stoked. Then I saw the way Godzilla looked, and I was like, okay, he looks a little different. He's got little arms, but he looks very menacing. Yeah, and I know a lot of people are going to go see this movie that absolutely hated Godzilla 2014, and what they're going to be thinking in their head is, this is going to fix everything that was wrong with 2014's Godzilla. This is Japan making a Godzilla movie. What can go possibly wrong with this? Now, I'm going to keep this very minor on the spoils. I'm probably going to spoil a little bit of it. I will go ahead and admit. I think a lot of people, when they go see Godzilla movies, they think of the last 15 minutes of every Godzilla movie. They think of Godzilla going through town, raining havoc, when a lot of Godzilla movies are actually dramas with monsters being thrown in. Godzilla's always had a lot of symbolism as well. I mean, that's how he started. That's how Godzilla started in '54. It was symbolism of Japan in World War II and the aftermath of what happened. So with that being said, this movie has a lot of symbolism. A lot of symbolism with the natural disasters in 2011, with the tsunamis and the disasters that Japan faced with that. You see a lot of that foreshadowing when you watch this movie. But the movie is very political. Now, where Godzilla 2014, they give you a family that you follow. You have characters that you kind of develop with. Where Shin Godzilla has none of that. It's a straight political drama. So if you don't like movies or shows that have to do with nothing but politics, you're not going to want to see this movie. I will go ahead and say it now. There was times when I was watching this movie that I was stoked the whole time just because I'm a huge Godzilla fan, but I knew, you know, the company that came with me, like my girlfriend, the folks at Game Giant, they came with me to see this movie. I knew they weren't like super into Godzilla, so there was a couple times I would kind of look over to see if maybe they fell asleep, because I knew deep down I was like, this is getting kind of boring. I know if it's boring for me, it's straight up boring for them. Time the movie does shine, of course, is when you see Godzilla. Godzilla is awesome in this movie. He's menacing, he's dark, he's got several different forms, which I will not get into. I will leave that as a surprise, as well as the atomic breath. I will leave that as a surprise. This movie shines when you see Godzilla. You don't see him often. If you thought this movie was going to show Godzilla more compared to Godzilla 2014, you'll also be disappointed. So what can I say about the overall thought of Shin Godzilla? One, if you're a casual Godzilla fan, if maybe you saw Destroy All Monsters, you know, a couple of years ago, and when you think of Godzilla, you think of an Asian person going, "Oh, Godzilla!" and buildings falling down and stuff like that, you're in for a surprise. You'll see it, but you just have to wait about 40 to 50 minutes before each time you see it. You know, that's the way it is. So what would I rate Shin Godzilla? I'd give it a 6 out of 10. I thought it was an okay movie. It's a movie that I would watch, you know, every once in a while, like once a year, or, you know, a couple of years later, if I like somehow it's on TV, I'm like, oh, Shin Godzilla's on TV, you know, something like that, or maybe just randomly rent it on Redbox or something. But other than that, I can live without ever seeing Shin Godzilla again. Now, Godzilla 2014, I was a much bigger fan of that because, like I said, it had character development. It kept you focused. You didn't have the pandering of politics and prime ministers and peace treaties and energy sufficient weapons and stuff like this. So with that being said, you might be disappointed if you don't look forward to any of those things when you go to see a movie. Anyway, guys, that's my little review and little pandering myself on Shin Godzilla. I need to go ahead and start packing up some stuff, but I wanted to give you guys some new content to check out As always, guys, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and as always, happy gaming.
Can't get enough of Excess Gaming Podcast? Be sure to check out our audio podcast on Podomatic.com. You can also subscribe to us on iTunes. And if you have a YouTube channel or podcast you'd like to share, be sure to check us out on Facebook on our group page and join the community. As always, guys, thank you so much for all the support and happy gaming.